CA. Ocala. All right, 21 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. There's so many things that we don't know when we don't deal with them. And one of the things we were made aware of that fits into that description, at least for you and I, Robin, is children with diabetes. We were judging a video contest, and one of the young girls made this really awesome video, and she was a person who had to wear a device like a pump, I think you called it, right?
Yes.
To take care of her diabetes. And so she was basically making this public service announcement video that would basically, I guess, show other people that she's normal. She's just like them. It's just a device. It's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be scary of. And I thought, wow, you wouldn't think that that would be something that other kids would pick on kids for. But that's not where we're going with this interview. Actually, we're going in the legal direction, I think. So we're going to find out. Alan Yatvin is on the phone. He's a partner in the Philadelphia law firm Popper and Yatvin. He's on the board of directors of the American Diabetes Association. And with Alan, both on the same phone line, Linda Siminerio. She's a registered nurse. She's the director of the University of Pittsburgh Diabetes Institutes and the co-chair of the Safe at School Working Group for American Diabetes. Alan Yatvin and Linda Siminerio, good morning to both of you. Thank you for waiting, by the way.
Good morning.
And where are you calling from? Are you both in Philly?
No, I'm in Pittsburgh, so we're on opposite ends of the state.
Opposite ends, okay. Well, it's the little experience that we had with this was just judging a video, and first of all, she won.
Yeah, it was great.
In fact, I think it was the hit of the whole show, right?
Yes, it was.
So
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was a local thing that was done here in our town. But so there was a lot more to it than we realized.
You know, children with diabetes can do anything. There's one of the justices of the United States Supreme Court has had type 1 diabetes since she was a teenager. Captains of industry, professional athletes, and children with diabetes in the school setting with the right supports can do anything. So it's just a matter of ensuring that they have those supports.
That's okay, and that's where the legal stuff comes in, doesn't it?
Exactly. The American Diabetes Association has a campaign called Safe at School, where we are attempting to have all the states pass legislation or through regulation allow trained school staff members to administer insulin, allow trained school members to administer emergency glucagon to treat children who are in crisis due to low blood sugar, and allow capable students like the little girl you just described to self-manage their diabetes anywhere, anytime in the school environment. And we've been pretty successful. There's work to be done, but 29 states and the District of Columbia, either through legislation or regulation, have adopted these three tenets.
And when you, when the person that's at the school that is allowed to dispense this, is it a person with a nursing degree, or is it an administrator that is training?
Well, that's one of the challenges that we have, and that's the reason why we have the campaign. We would hope that there's a school nurse in every school, but that's not a reality. And, children with diabetes manage their diabetes 24/7 and spend much of their day in school. So we are certainly, we believe that the school nurse is the best person and needs to be key in helping that child. However, when that isn't always available, we want to make sure other folks are trained. We want coaches, the bus driver, teachers' aides, the teachers, of course, to understand, what that particular child's needs are. Maybe it's helping a child with their blood glucose testing. Maybe it's the coach who needs to be aware of what emergency treatment is and how to identify a low blood sugar for one of the young teenagers on his team. So our position is great school nurses, yes, absolutely, but other folks need to be educated and trained and can be trained to help children.
So far this makes so much sense. It's hard to believe that there's any resistance to it. So the question then would be, is there resistance to it, or is it just a matter of people being, like we might be in the category of just ignorant about it?
Well, there has been some resistance, and I'll turn it over to Alan in a second, but we have situations in some states, and that's why we have the campaign, where there's no school nurse in this school, so your child, who's 7 years old, needs to get on a school bus and go to a school that does have a school nurse an hour away.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's happened. Or we have, children who, unless their parent takes off work, then they can't go on the field trip. Or parents need to come in and give their children their injections. So leave work, jeopardize your job to run into the school every day to give your child their lunchtime insulin injection.
Right. No.
So those are just some real life situations.
And does that affect the children that play sports too?
Absolutely. I have clients who are on the school soccer team, football team, the tennis team, golf team, and they can self-manage. They are as adept with their diabetes care as a professional. And they know their needs. But if they're out there on that soccer pitch and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, their blood sugar starts to dip low, it affects their ability to care for themselves. And if it happens too quickly, which sometimes it can, you need a third person, like a coach, to step in and get them a source of blood of sugar, of glucose, to bring their blood sugar back up, or if they become unconscious, to give them glucagon.
Yeah, it makes as much sense as making sure that the teachers all know CPR. It seems like something that's a real easy one to teach. It seems relatively easy to teach. Probably one class, and the teachers would understand what to look for, and another class to teach them how to administer. That's probably it. Am I wrong on that?
Absolutely.
Well, it depends on, the situation, the teacher. We'll use the word teacher in this example. Their experience. We have a lot of folks have family members with diabetes. So, yes, it may take a quick review, et cetera, but we've got all kinds of tools on our website from the American Diabetes Association that do refreshers. We have volunteers in communities who, maybe there is a diabetes educator or a dietitian in the community that will come in and sit with the teacher along with the parents to show them the skill set. So there's lots of avenues for opportunity for training.
Well, we have a very active listenership and a very active community when it comes to writing to their elected officials, whether they're local or statewide or federal. So do you have direction on the website? Because, again, we're kind of ignorant with this subject, but it seems to make sense, and you explained it really well. So give us a website so we can look into this further and send letters.
Well, in Florida, you've actually got some pretty good laws, so you've got a leg up. But anyone who wants information can go to diabetes.org and navigate to the Safe at School pages to get more information.
Okay.
And if any parent is having a problem and needs advice or assistance on their child's rights, they can call 1-800-DIABETES.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Good
pieces of information. We have recorded this. We'll share this interview on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, Dr. Yatvin and Linda Siminerio. Thank you both. Have a great holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Cash could be key in trying to determine if the couple responsible for last week's attack in San Bernardino had support.
The FBI is following a money trail in a $28,000 deposit made by webbank.com to the radical Islamic couple's bank account. And we also know that Tashfeen Malik gave a false address during her visa vetting process.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manazzo. Since the attack that killed 14, demand for guns has risen. In Phoenix, the Mo Money Pawn Shop offers vouchers for gun safety classes.
This is a Smith & Wesson Model 640 38 Special. If you're not prepared how to use a gun safely, it can be as dangerous as not having one.
Manager Byron Vaughn says gun use laws are also taught. A Denver man will be sentenced to life in prison today for pushing his wife to her death from a cliff in Rocky Mountain National Park 3 years ago. He had taken